Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for What Culture Gaming, joined as ever by Josh. And if we're together, that can mean only one thing. It's time to hit that jingle.
What's that? There's news? Oh my gosh! Guess it's time for Jules and Josh!
Brilliant! And we're back in the room. And today we're talking about EA. Ooh, they're in the hot topic at the moment, what with Microsoft apparently buying them in the future. But we have more news coming, this time related to Battlefield and also Anthem. I keep getting Battlefield and Battlefront confused because there's another piece that's coming out later. That's professional. Right, anyway, so basically what's happening is that Anthem is being delayed. It was meant to come out at the end of this year, but now it's being pushed back to 2019.
Early 2019.
Early 2019. And the official reason that EA have given is that they want it to release in a quieter period so they can maximise on sales. Because it is obviously a brand new IP, they want to give it as much exposure as possible. Now, what do we think about that?
It makes a lot of sense. Kotaku reported about this last week, about rumours that it was going to get pushed to 2019, and there's a lot riding on Anthem apparently. Because there's a lot riding on Anthem, it makes sense for them to try and give it a quieter quarter. Especially if Battlefield, a new Battlefield is coming out in October 2018, which they confirmed to the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
So,
however, this to me reeks. There's a bit of lack of confidence in it. If you release a game in a quieter period, and not the run-up to Christmas, which a lot of titles are releasing, you are basically saying to the world, we don't think this can compete with everything else. However, you pointed out quite rightly so that they're possibly doing it because they want to maximise on sales in general. If they're competing with themselves, they're actually not going to get that much market share. But my argument to that is people will always find a way to spend money on games they want.
I agree, but I mean, Titanfall 2, which is sort of set the precedent for this, that went up against Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And that was a strong game, that reviewed really well, it got like a cult following, but it didn't have the brand recognition, even though it had already had a game on the Xbox One, it didn't have the widespread brand recognition across PlayStation everywhere else, and that tanked.
But then again, my argument to that was that they never publicised it in the way that they should have done. The marketing campaigns for Titanfall 2 were basically non-existent. The reviews were like rave reviews. It was one of Scott Telford's Game of the Years, wasn't it? He really enjoyed it. But they didn't really get any sort of like fiscal backing from it to actually push it into the public eye. So it was a failure on many parts, Titanfall 2, even though it was a very enjoyable game, I thought. So maybe it makes sense for them to release it in a later window, maybe it doesn't. However, they did slam Kotaku, didn't they? They basically said the reports of Anthem being unfinished and it being too tight a deadline to release, that's untrue. While all of the developers who are working on Anthem say otherwise, pretty much.
My favourite quote was EA saying that this isn't a delay. They announced a fall 2018 and now it's coming out in 2019. So if that's not a delay, I don't know what is.
I'm going to use that excuse now when I'm like ever picking up my kid Ewan from school. I'll just be like, I'm going to be a bit late. It's like, oh, so you're delayed. It's not a delay. No. You're just too early.
Yeah.
The mandated time, it's not a delay.
It's not a delay.
Then what is it, Dad? It doesn't matter. I'm going home now. This is why I drink. And that's that. So basically, it will be coming out next year. We haven't really seen that much from Anthem, really. We've seen that sort of tech demo, which the vertical slice sort of stuff, and I'm always led to believe that that's going to be nothing like the game we actually receive. But at the same time, it could be good.
I'm worried about BioWare.
They're in shady situations already, aren't they?
In that Kotaku report, the insiders, the sources, were saying that there's a lot riding on this game. This game needs to be a success after Andromeda, which wasn't the team that's working on Anthem, but still didn't set a precedent.
That's the thing, though. It's got the BioWare name attached to it, so that's the thing. So everyone's going to look at it and be like, well, are BioWare as good as they once were? Nostalgia goggles are very heavy with BioWare at the moment, as it is. So what's the next thing that's coming out? Do we know what Battlefield is coming out in its place?
This is the thing. There were rumours late last year on YouTube that it could have potentially been Bad Company 3 from Dice LA, who did the Medal of Honors, and they do the DLC expansions for the Battlefield games. But Eurogamer, they're pretty good, man. They're pretty good.
I didn't like the Medal of Honor.
No.
I love the old ones, but I did not like Warfighter.
No.
That was abysmal.
The new ones are pretty bad, but I mean, the DLC packs for Battlefield are good, so it's like in good hands. But anyway, apparently late last year in December, November, Eurogamer seemingly debunked that myth. They said that I'm gonna mix this up all the way through. They said that Bad Company 3 was being kicked around, but it's definitely not 2018 game, the 2018 game, and that's probably going to be a DICE Sweden who did Battlefield 1, a Battlefield World War II game, potentially.
Oh,
so
okay,
that could be
cool.
a thing.
Well, that's a bit weird, actually. I would have thought that, like, Battlefield 1 was really good. I'm still playing it. I still find it a very, very enjoyable game. I don't think there needs to be a World War II one so soon after. I would actually rather take no Battlefield game, to be honest. It doesn't need to be every year. Once you turn these sort of shooters into a yearly franchise, they start to lose a bit of luster.
I agree.
I mean, we all remember the sorry run that COD had for the last few years, where it was just the same thing coming out again and again. And then they went, oh, let's double down on changing everything, and everyone was like, no, just do it better and less often.
But I suppose you don't want to oversaturate a time period. I mean, I love the World War 1 setting, but if you just do that again, people are going to be like... The thing that was so special about Battlefield 1 is that no one had been to World War 1 before on that scope.
That's
and
true.
If you just do it again...
Yeah, and if they do World War 2, that's literally them just saying, oh, we know that Call of Duty just did World War 2, let's try and do that better.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. A bit shaky on that one. I would actually rather have Anthem in an earlier release slot if they could kick it out in time and no Battlefield. That's just my opinion.
Crazy man.
Just put more DLC in. It's a great game. They've got the great fundamentals there. Just put more DLC for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sense. I'm sorry that I'm making sense. But yeah, let us know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. Are you looking forward to Anthem? Are you looking forward to the new Battlefield that is coming out this year? And whether or not you're going to pick up both. Would you have picked up both if they were both released at the full quarter? Let us know. Then why not swing back to whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. I almost stopped just after goddamn.
Yeah, no.
Every goddamn day. As always, I've been Jules.
I've been Josh.
We'll speak to you soon. Bye.